Ooh, hi, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to get started here in a couple minutes. A little bit. Perfect. And there we go. Oh, no, I'm frozen again. Okay, no, I'm not okay. I need to go put something away. I will be right back. Okay, there you go. Let me see. I'll be back in 5 minutes, guys. I need to take care of something. Hi guys, I am sorry about that. I had to take a quick bathroom break, so I apologize about that. I didn't know it would take that long, so yeah, so let's get started with it. Hi guys, you're watching Cryptocast, your source for all things crypto related, unknown, and paranormal. I'm your host Parker. So yeah, again guys, I had to take a bathroom break, so I apologize about that. I didn't know it would take that long, so I apologize about that. And I'm doing a Saturday stream this time because yesterday I had something going on. I went to a mystery dinner theater and it was audience interactive and everything. It was really cool. And even some of the people in the audience had parts, like the guy came up to you and gave you a script and everything. So I actually got to be a character in the mystery dinner theater, and it turns out my character was the murderer, and it was a Doctor Who themed murder mystery theater. So it was actually really kind of fun. So as you guys can tell from the title of this video, I'm going to be covering cryptids of Ohio. It was a request by somebody, so this is going to sort of start our statewide adventure into all the cryptids from all the states. So I'm really looking forward to kind of doing this little series. I'll do them like, I don't know, I'll try to do a couple a month, but I don't know. I think it's kind of cool that I started. I was looking up, but I forgot I took my map down. So yeah, we're going to start off with Ohio since I had a request to do that. So, and yeah, I'm going to start off with Ohio. So let me see. Also, before I start off, I just want to say it's October, so yay, Halloween month. I'm, like I said, I'm still planning on doing my 5-hour Halloween live stream from 7 to midnight that night, so be sure to look forward to that. If you guys have a story you want to submit to me, send it to me at cryptidpodcasts@gmail.com. Please state whether it's a true story or a story that you wrote, because I'll be reading creepypastas and true stories for about 4 hours, and then I'll do a live ghost hunt in my basement for 1 hour. So yeah, it's going to be fun, guys. So I hope you guys will tune in for that. So yeah, let's get into cryptids of Ohio. So there are a good amount of cryptids in Ohio. One of them being something called the Loveland Frog. And what the Loveland Frog is, it is a humanoid, like human-sized frog. It's bipedal, and it's actually seen quite frequently. People don't know if it's an alien or what it is. Like, I'm double checking the site because sometimes people don't know if they're actually giant bipedal frogs or giant bipedal lizards. And they live in Loveland, Ohio. So, and they've also been sighted in Clement County in Ohio. So we're just sort of like right on the edge of Ohio, as this picture on the map states. So they are. Let me see. Yeah, it says they're bipedal frogs, and it would make them the only species of frogs that are bipedal. But the thing about them are they're like human size, like almost human size. They're like about 3 feet tall, so pretty much about like the size of a toddler. And I accidentally clicked on an Amazon tab on my computer, so I'm gonna have Amazon popping up here soon, and I don't want Amazon. I really need to unpin this. But there we go. But yeah, it says they are bipedal frogs is made evident due to their leathery skin as well as their webbed hands and feet. The creatures have frog-like hands with wrinkly skin on top of them. They are around 1 meter tall. So I'd say I'm not really that great at math, but from the picture it looks like they're about 3 feet tall. So about the size of like a toddler or a small child. So yes, they are found. It says they live in temperate forests and they're able to survive the cold winters of the region without having to hibernate. So if this is the case, they are the only species of frog that does not need to hibernate in the winter to survive like most amphibians, reptiles, bears, all those kind of creatures. So it makes it really kind of cool and interesting. And they have the physical ability to use stick-like tools. However, they also have an ability as they can use those sticks to emit sparks like a wand. This can mean that the frogs have an ability to control electricity in some way. So pretty much electric wielding frogs with like a little wand. So I'm sorry if you guys saw that. My lights flashed. Hey, maybe I have electricity powers. I don't know. But yeah, there have been a lot of sightings reported of them. Some people say that they see them rise out of ponds and lakes and just genuinely just scare the crap out of a lot of people. It seems that they're mostly harmless, but I mean, they just give people a good scare. And says a frogman was spotted in mid-August 2016 by Sam Jacobs and his girlfriend while they were playing Pokemon Go in Cincinnati. The location of the sighting cast doubt on its authenticity. So if it is true, shout out to Sam Jacobs. But yeah, that's a really recent sighting. So I really do hope that it's true. Also, it says there's controversy about it too. Or controversy. I said controversy. We already said controversy. Like a lisp or something. So I apologize about that. I am tired as shit today, guys. I am so sorry if I seem out of it today. But there's lack of evidence for bipedal frog. Additionally, the frogmen live in Ohio, which is a very populated region of the United States of America. The creature is only known from one specific region, and there is no Native American folklore of this creature. There is no video evidence that did not come from a suspicious encounter, and the creature seems to have unusual, perhaps supernatural abilities. So there are people out there that doubt whether this is a real creature or a hoax or not. So we don't know what it is. I mean, honestly, I'd love to go up to Ohio. I have some friends up in Ohio. They were the ones who actually requested me do this video about the Ohio cryptids. So maybe one day I can go up, see them, and we can look for the frogman together. So yeah, I would love that. My hair's a mess today too, and I'm tired as shit. So again, guys, I'm sorry if I seem out of it. All right, so let's see. Oh, there is also another creature that I don't know if I call it a creature. I call it more of a human, but it is a cryptid nonetheless. I just need to text one quick message to a friend just to double check something. All right, I apologize about that. So these creatures are called melon heads. Not the favorite candy of every school child everywhere, lemon heads. No, these are melon heads. These actually aren't a candy at all. So they live in the forests of Michigan, Connecticut, and Ohio. So these guys are really spread out, unlike the frogman. And they appear remotely human with bulbous melon-like heads. So in Ohio, the melon heads were originally abandoned children that a scientist by the name of Dr. Crow decided to take care of at his facility in Kirtland, Ohio. So there's already some sort of like mad scientist speculation around this whole thing. So regardless of whether it's true or not, it still makes for a really kind of creepy and yet cool story. So while the children stayed at the facility, Dr. Crow performed torturous experiments on them. What got them the name Melonheads was when Dr. Crow injected chemicals into their brains, which caused their craniums to grotesquely grow. Because of the abnormal growth, they developed hydrocephalus, which caused them to become mentally ill and insane. After years of abuse, the melon heads brutally killed Dr. Crow and burned down his facility. So, according to legend in Ohio, that these creatures were experimented on children by this Dr. Crow, and due to the experiments, they went insane and killed and burned down his facility. So, it also talks a lot about their other origins too. So I'm just going to kind of read these off, just to compare, so we can see like what similarities are and what differences are, and we can and then we can kind of compare them, go from there. So in Michigan, the Melonheads are said to reside around Felt Mansion, although they have also been reportedly seen in southern forested areas of Ottawa County. According to one story, they were originally children with hydrocephalus who lived in the Junction Insane Asylum near Felt Mansion. The story explains that after enduring physical and emotional abuse, they became feral mutants and were released into the forest surrounding the asylum. The Allegan County Historical Society asserts that the asylum never existed, although at one point it was a prison. Ooh, so the ones in Michigan. So far, what I'm seeing with these Melonheads so far, it seems like they were just children that had some sort of defect or something, and that they were abused and eventually escaped and are doing their thing, which is really sad. So, and in Connecticut, it says the Melonheads that there's several variations of them, and they can be found in Fairfield County in Connecticut. Most instances can be found, and this is just kind of listing off where they are, in Trumbull, Shelton, Stratford, and Monroe, but they can also be found in Seymour, Easton, Weston, Oxford, Milford, Southbury in Connecticut. And it says, according to the first variation of the myth, Fairfield County was the location of an asylum for the criminally insane that burned down in the fall of 1960, resulting in the death of all the staff and most of the patients, with 10 to 20 inmates unaccounted for, supposedly having survived and escaped into the woods. The legend states that the Melonheads' appearance is a result of having resorted to cannibalism in order to survive the harsh winters of the region, and due to inbreeding, which in turn caused them to develop hydrocephalus. According to the second variation of the Melonheads, are descendants of colonial era family from Shelton, Trumbull, who were banished after accusations of witchcraft were made against them, causing them to retreat to the woods. As with the first legend, this variation attributes the appearance of Melonheads due to inbreeding with another variation of the tale. So we had something like this in Conroe Mental Asylum, was closed down back in the 60s, and in the chaos, one woman was unaccounted for and ended up going feral in the pine forest. Ooh, that's actually really freaky. That's really freaky. So they live in the pine forest. So this one, did they ever catch the lady? That's what I kind of want to know too. But yeah, just having like a prison closed down and then having people escape from it. That's like every prison guard's worst nightmare, and the nightmares of the surrounding neighbors as well, because I would not want a crazy escaped prison inmate around my house. I mean, that's freaky. Hopefully they did find her, but gee, I don't know. That's messed up though. Sorry about that. I just had to message somebody, but yeah, it seems like all these kids, from what I can tell, is that they were kids. They were just normal kids with some sort of condition, hydrocephalus, that made their heads swell up, and they eventually just sort of started like living on their own in the forest and just sort of became their own thing. And it's kind of sad, really. I mean, there are places that can help people with conditions like that. So I mean, it's just kind of sad. But I mean, times are different now. So I mean, back in the day, I mean, they just thought like it was like the worst possible thing, like an omen or something. So they just like pretty much just dump these kids like wherever they can, get them out of like society, keep them from being seen and everything. So it's like is really sad. So she got shot on someone's back porch. Oh shit. Did the shot kill her, or did the shot just wound her and they got her back in custody? Because oh wow. Yeah. I would not want her on my back porch. No way. But yeah, I mean, if the melon heads really are children with conditions, I hope they can be found, and I hope they'll be taken care of and given proper medical treatment, because if that's the case, that's messed up. All right, we also have a Bigfoot in Ohio. So this Bigfoot is known as the Grassman, the Ohio Grassman. And what the Ohio Grassman is, he's like he's the famous Bigfoot of Ohio. Monster Quest did an episode on him, and it was pretty cool. So let me see. So it says he also goes by the name Orange Eyes because he has orange eyes. So he's a tall bipedal hominid that stalks the woods of Ohio, hence the name Ohio Grassman. It is reportedly very similar to Bigfoot. It seems to be much more aggressive than any other Sasquatch species. The Grassman gets its name from the small hut-like living structures or nests it builds of tall grass. So, unlike most Bigfoots, which people sort of like the stereotypical thing, Bigfoots just wander the woods, live in abandoned caves and everything. The Grassman builds its own houses and nests for it to live in. So it does something a little bit different than most other Sasquatches and Bigfoots, which makes it stand out. And the first prominent sighting of the Grassman was back in 1978 in Minerva, Ohio. Excuse me. Let me see. They were with their so these kids were with their friends, and they ran inside screaming about a hairy monster they saw in the gravel pit outside. When the couple went, when their parents went to investigate, they saw what the crying children had described. It was covered in dark matted hair, sitting in the pit and fiddling with discarded trash. It was estimated to be around 300 pounds. The Claytons fled, but this would not be their last encounter with Ohio's ape man. So, oh, she died of a secondary infection. Oh, okay. Well, that was actually sad though. But yeah, that's sad. So, yeah, back in the 60s. So, yeah, like I said, times were different back then. So, I mean, I don't know if they had a shooter or not, but I mean, like, if she was armed and dangerous and they had another choice, I understand that, but still, it's sad. So they would see this family, they would see the Grassman many times after their initial encounter. One night, it was peering at them through their kitchen window. Okay, no, just imagine how creepy that is, guys. Just for like a minute, it's like midnight. You're like hungry. You want to go get a midnight snack, and all the lights are off in your house. You get there, you turn the light on so you can see where all your food is, and you just see a giant Bigfoot staring at you through the kitchen window, like, "Hey man, pass me some pizza." I don't know about you. Or Jack's Links. It's a proven fact Bigfoot like Jack's Links, so give him some Jack's Links, man. So, and then the dad ran for his gun, but the primate was gone before he returned. The area was later investigated by police. Although there was no sign of the hairy humanoid, several faint footprints Ooh, try saying that like 3 times fast. Several faint footprints, several faint footprints, several faint footprints. Hey, I did it. Were observed in the mud, and a terrible smell lingered in the air. The Ohio grassman was later seen by the family near the strip mine at night. In broad daylight, the couple observed 2 hairy bipeds on the same hill. It was only after these reports by the family were made that a startling connection was made. Days before the gravel pit incident, the Clayton's German Shepherd was found dead, its neck broken, presumably killed by the hairy beast. Yeah, so probably should oh, oh God. Oh no. That's messed up. um um I'd save the cat. Yeah. Pew, pew. I'd save the cat. Holy shit, guys. I am so out of it today. I apologize. I didn't get much sleep last night, so I am so sorry, guys. This is probably like the cringiest live stream I've done, so apologize. I usually get more tired like during the fall and winter too, so I don't know. I don't know why I keep looking back at me, but okay. Yeah, there's not a lot of space back behind this desk, so I apologize again. So the Minerva case, along with its infamous Sasquatch, will form the most complex and important Bigfoot investigation in history. Even so, the year was 1978. Excuse me. It was not the first mention of these creatures roaming the Buckeye State. In the 1700s, Native Americans in the Ohio grasslands spoke of a race of bipedal ape men referred to as wild ones of the woods that lived nearby. The Native Americans will leave out food for the creatures in an effort to keep peace. Again, in the late 1800s, sightings of the similar hairy biped were made by the Ohio River. The hominid had apparently tried to throw a man out of his carriage, but retreated when his daughter, riding as a passenger, threw several stones at it. It is unknown whether these are all grassman sightings or possibly sightings of a similar kind of Bigfoot, and if the latter, how related the 2 or more species are there. So yeah, there are so yeah, this thing's like pretty much everywhere. And like in Ohio, like it's really reported down there. It's like one of Ohio's like biggest like cryptid mysteries that that people are still trying to figure out. And it also says it ranges from 5 to 10 feet tall. 5 to 10 feet tall, and I apologize, that is a cuckoo clock going off again. And its footprints range from 10 to 20 inches long, and I thought I had big feet. Its handprints have been found. It weighs around 300 to 1,000 pounds. Some say that sounds like growls and barks with unusually heavy breath, but some people say it sounds like the cry of a baby or the scream of a woman. But however, the scream of the woman can also be sort of narrowed down to something like cougars, or not the old ladies who like young men, but like mountain lions, cougars, because when they scream, they sound like a woman who's in danger. So that's what that could be right there. The odor, it has a strong odor, like the odor of rot that lingers in the area even days after it is vacated. So pretty much me on chilly night. It has a snub nose or peaked or deep eyes, very chesty, blackish brown in color, long arms, pointed and bulky head, no neck, monstrous wide shoulders, black, gray, or brown hair. Some say smooth, some say shaggy, covering all of its body except the palms of its hands. has luminous red or orange eyes. Some reports say that it looks like a gorilla, but appears to stand straighter. Other reports claim the creature looks more human than ape. Initially, the creature was reported to have no visible neck, and its face was not discernible due to the veil of long hair. Let me see. It's said to be very aggressive and unimaginably strong, according to eyewitnesses. However, according to Native American writings, the creatures have the capacity for peace, should it be beneficial for them, possibly indicative of a higher level of intelligence. So these things are actually really smart, unlike me. Unlike usual humans, some say it walks like a robot or machinery. It can throw large rocks and can break tree limbs. It's known to kill dogs, and numerous unusual deer kills have been reported with just the deer's liver taken. So these things are kidney thieves. Great, kind of like the Furbies. People have seen groups of them with like up to 5 grassmen in that group. They're found in caves with a stash of deer parts. Unusual structures have also been seen. Some made of forest material and teepee-like structures, which indicates like, yeah, that is how they got their name. They built their houses and nests out of grass and twigs and everything, and that's how they got the name Grassman. So, other notation: mothers and babies have been observed. Feces found on tree limbs and on wood fibers. The hair strand. Well, they found hair, which are 16 inches, have been analyzed by Ohio State University, but haven't been identified. From the characteristics above, you can see that the Grassman has been cited by many people, proved from differences between each characteristic, possibly an unknown creature, and they even featured it on Mountain Monsters. And it says the Grassman is the mountain monster people's arch nemesis. So, okay, I just knocked something over, but that's all right. But, wow, this table's not really soft, I can tell you that. But, yeah, that is the excuse me. But yeah, that is the Ohio Grassman. Let me see. Next up, we also have Ohio has their own version of the Loch Ness Monster. And it lives in, let me see. And it's found in Lake Erie, and its name is Bessie. So Bessie, pretty much like the Loch Ness Monster, is pretty much described as a large plesiosaur-like creature with like the long neck and everything. So if you imagine the Loch Ness Monster, you pretty much get the idea of Bessie. And this one is found in Ohio in Lake Erie. And it has been spotted in the lake from Canada to Pennsylvania. Bessie is a name given to an alleged monster in Lake Erie, also known as South Bay Bessie. The first record sighting of Bessie occurred in 1793, and more sightings have occurred intermittently and in greater frequency in the last 3 decades. Excuse me. Bessie is reported to be snake-like and with grayish color while shooting ducks at the north of Sandusky, Ohio in 1793. The captain of the sloop Felicity startled a large snake-necked creature described as more than a rod, 16 and a half feet in length. July in 1817, the crew of schooner reported a 30 to 40 foot long serpent in dark in color. Later that year, another boat crew spotted a similar animal, this time copper colored and 60 feet in length. This time, they shot it with muskets, which had no visible effect. A third 1817 incident took place near Toledo when French settlers, 2 brothers named Dussault, encountered a huge monster on the beach writhing in what they took to be its death throes. Yeah, so signs of this of a yeah. I'm sorry, I cannot talk tonight, and yeah, I'm still out of it, so I apologize again for that. But yeah, Bessie has been seen all the way back since the 1700s. So honestly, that actually gives a lot of more credibility to the Smith and everything. So, um, sort of like the Loch Ness monster and everything. That like a lot of lakes and rivers that connect to the ocean, they all sort of have like some sort of creature like this, which sort of like raises a question: um, how many of these things are there, and where where do they go? Like when they go out to sea, like how deep down are they? We don't know. And then the brothers described Bessie as 20 and 30 feet in length and shaped like a large sturgeon, except it had arms. The panicked brothers fled the scene, and when they returned later, the creature had disappeared, presumably carried off by waves after its death. All that was left of its presence were marks on the beach and a number of silver scales about the size of silver dollars. An extraordinary sighting took place by the entire crew of a ship bound from Buffalo, New York to Toledo, Ohio in July of 1892, which was carried by local newspapers. The crew, including captain, saw a large area of water approximately 1/2 mile ahead of them, churned up and foaming. As they approached, they saw a huge sea serpent that appeared to be wrestling about in the waters as if fighting with an unseen foe. They observed the creature. They observed as the creature relaxed itself and stretched out full length, estimated at between 50 feet and 4 feet in circumference. With its head sticking up above the water an additional 4 feet, the brownish creature's eyes were described as viciously sparkling, and large fins were also noted. Crystal Beach near Fort Erie was the scene of another sighting on May 5th, 1896. This time there were four eyewitnesses who watched for 45 minutes as a 30-foot creature with a dog-shaped head and pointy tail churned up the water as it swam about until finally disappearing before nightfall. A reward of $100,000 has been offered by Huron Langoose Marina for the capture of Bessie, dead or alive. So this thing is really, really popular, not just in Ohio, but also in Canada, since Lake Erie sort of stretches from Canada to um, all the way up to Ohio. So it is pretty popular where it is. And sightings have been all the way up like to the early 2000s and everything. So it's safe to say that Bessie is, like, along with the Grassman, are one of Ohio's biggest cryptids that are most popular. I'm sorry if you can hear barking up there. My dogs are kind of going nuts, and oh shit, this thing is absolutely creepy. Okay, so this is called the Carmel area creature. This is like a demented sort of looking Fresno nightcrawler. Like, this thing is nuts looking. Yeah, this thing's creepy as hell. So the Carmel area creature is a puzzling humanoid sighted in Carmel, Ohio. And it's what it is, it looks like a Fresno nightcrawler, but way more taller and darker in color. So it's pretty damn creepy. So the Carmel area creature is tall and gray with presumably no arms and long muscular legs. I have long muscular legs. YouTube, please don't take down this live stream. So It is bipedal and walks in odd manner with its backwards bending knees. It resembles the Fresno nightcrawler, but this thing's like a lot more creepier than the Fresno nightcrawler. Like these Fresno nightcrawlers right here, I love the Fresno nightcrawlers. Okay, they're my favorite cryptid, but this thing is absolutely fucking terrifying. Oh, I need to move this away from the wall. I keep hitting the wall and knocking shit over. So, a 60-year-old ex-Marine yet to be named and his wife were driving near Carmel on December 12th, 2014. So this is a fairly recent sighting. When they came up over a hill and saw a 7-foot-tall, slender gray creature, which is now known as a Carmel area creature. The witness said the following: "We recently bought a place in the Fort Hill area in the southeast Highland County. We first noticed after about 30 days of living here that we suddenly have a perfect circle that stays fresh, green, no matter what weather in our front yard. On Friday night, the 12th, we were driving home after turning on Carmel Road, which leads to our road. We went around the curve by the Carmel Church and ended up in a small incline, and approximately 10 feet over the incline and in front of our truck, the alien ran across the road and into the woods." So this thing is absolutely creepy. So some people believe it's an alien. Some people believe it's a new species of primate with short arms. And some people believe it's a misidentified gazelle standing upright. So yeah, this thing is pretty damn creepy. I'm actually going to pull this up. I'm going to show this to all of you guys. Also, I'm sorry, guys, if you hear barking. My dogs are going nuts up there. I don't know why. I'm going to show you this Carmel area creep. All right, let me. This table's so far away from my laptop. But there is the Carmel area creature. Looks like a really demented version of, you know. And this is why some people believe it could be a gazelle standing upright. That's what a gazelle looks like standing upright. I can see that. But yeah, it's pretty creepy. And hey, I love Fresno Nightcrawlers, but this is like a demented one. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. That was actually my first time hearing about that. So that is actually pretty damn creepy. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, I should have mentioned this earlier, but I do have my phone lines open, so if you guys want to call in, discuss any of these things with me, feel free to do so. Or I could just keep interacting with the live chat through the night, whichever one you feel like. But yeah, I don't know. Also, guys, let me know which state you want me to cover next, because I would be happy to do like any state next. I mean, I'm from Missouri. I mean, we're not that interesting cryptid wise, but we do have some cool stuff. I could do New Jersey. I could do West Virginia. Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads. Okay, sorry, I got a little off track there. But yeah, I could do West Virginia. I could do New Jersey. I could do Hawaii. I could do Arizona. I could do whatever state you guys want me to cover. I'll cover it. So yeah, just feel free to let me know, and I will cover that sometime. But all I know is next week. Huh? Hi, Ren dash Parker. And hey, Molly, how are you doing today, too? But next week, Molly, I'm shouting you out, Molly. I'm covering werewolves since you wanted me to do werewolves. I'm covering werewolves and dogmen and all that fun stuff. So shout out to you. I'm doing that next week, next Friday. An adult nightcrawler. It actually could be an adult nightcrawler. The little ones could just be regular ones out past their bedtime. We don't know. Oh. Oh, geez, my computer just did a weird ass sound. I apologize. But yeah, it could be an adult nightcrawler. Could be an adult nightcrawler, could be a deer, could be Bill Clinton. I don't know. All those things are pretty creepy in my opinion. So it could be any one of those three. But yeah, so we don't know what's going to be. But yes, next week I'm doing werewolves. And yeah, it's going to be fun. So I hope you guys tune in for that next week. Really excited about covering that topic. And then, like I said, I have my big Halloween live stream coming up. So if you guys have a story you would like to submit to me for that live stream, send me your story at cryptidpodcasts@gmail.com, and I'll definitely read it during my live stream. So yeah, I'll definitely do that for everyone. So, but please specify whether it's a true story or a fake story. Also, guys, if you want to, please share this video and this channel with your friends and everything, because I'm doing a giveaway at 100 subscribers. So I'm looking forward to doing that. And also, if you guys need to contact me about anything, my social media is in the link in the description below. Send me some fan art as well for this back wall. Yeah, I want to fill this thing up, even though it's, I don't know, I wouldn't say it's that filled up. A giraffe gazelle. Okay, Google. Giraffe gazelle.
According to Wikipedia, the Gerenuk, also known as the giraffe gazelle.
Holy shit, that thing's got a long ass neck. That's freaky. That's freaky. That is absolutely freaky. But yeah. So that being said, guys, next live stream will be Friday. Will be Friday instead of Saturday because I just had something to do yesterday. So this Friday, I will be doing another live stream for you guys. That's going to be werewolves, dogmen, all that fun stuff. I'm really looking forward to doing this live stream that's coming up. And then before you know it, it'll be my Halloween live stream. So with that being said, guys, like this video if you liked it, dislike if you dislike it. I mean, if you dislike it, I will the Ohio grass man will probably come down from his home in Ohio, build a grass fort around your house, and keep you trapped in there until you like the video. So if I were you, I'd hit the like button. Also, guys, subscribe if you're new, and share this video with people so we can get to 100 subscribers. I can do the giveaway. I can do the 100 subscriber Q&A and all that stuff. So I hope you guys have a safe, fun weekend. Well, actually, the weekend's almost up, but regardless, I hope you have a safe, fun weekend, guys. Check out my social media links in the description below, and just send me a message if you have any questions. Comment below what other live streams you would like me to do. And with that being said, guys, I hope you have a great, safe weekend. You've been watching Cryptocast. I'm your host, Parker. Have a great, safe weekend. Bye, guys.